Welcome to the PFD Performance YouTube channel. Pretty friggin' deadly.
Alright, well, we're back out in the garage. It's been a little while, but we're getting there. Oh yeah, you can see the engine down here. And I'll probably just hang out by it. So I managed to take the oil pump off, pulled this one main cap. I'm gonna pull the rest. We're gonna take a peek. First glance, number two, bottom half, top half in this orientation. Doesn't seem too bad. So I'm gonna throw some tunes on and we'll get after it, pulling the rest of these off, and I'll show you guys what we find. Alright, well, I mean, it's probably a good thing we tore it apart, because that's not great. These, like, there's nothing super messed up about them. That's weird. I thought it was a hair for a second, but it's a weird squiggle scratch. The thrust seemed alright, like it's not cooked, so I don't think it's that. But this is definitely not great. And then if we come over here, the top side is the same, and like it definitely had something go through it. I guess technically this would be the bottom side, but I took a quick look at the crank here, and I really can't feel anything anywhere with my fingernails. So maybe we got lucky. I mean, as much as this table doesn't look lucky, maybe we got lucky. And then I look here on the cam, and like for those weird chatter marks on the rollers, like I don't see anything overly weird. That being said, I think we're gonna change the cam up anyway. I can't remember if I talked about it on this, pretty sure I did. But ultimately gonna look at hydraulic roller cam. But yeah, I think now I have a game plan. I'm gonna talk with some friends. Gonna have to get this thing cleaned up. It's probably a bunch of soapy water. Try and blast through all the oil passages, because clearly material is moving where it shouldn't. Get some bearings, get a cam, lifters, and then we're gonna have to swing around over here for the new cam. Gonna need some new valve springs. I'm leaning towards doing something with this. Putting all this work into figuring out this crank oiling issue. I don't know if I want to go through getting it tuned. Ooh, we'll lean against the car here and have a chat. I don't know if I want to put all this work in, then get help with tuning it on an injector setup that I know just isn't ideal. So I think I'm leaning towards different injectors. Been doing some reading. There's some companies that make different injector plates. Ultimately, I think we could probably make our own, but it's a lot of work, probably a big investment, not necessarily in money, but in time. So I think I'm gonna get something that's pre-made. It's gonna be a little spendy, but I'm not too worried about that if it just helps me get this thing running right. So gonna mull that over a little bit, but yeah, I talked to the guys over at Howard Cams. they pointed me in the direction of one of their camshafts. I should do pretty darn good with this thing, and would give me almost the same lift, maybe a little bit more duration. So I think it should work. We should be able to make good power with it, and then ultimately going with a Johnson short travel hydraulic roller lifter. But I think I got a game plan now. I know what I'm up against. I don't know where the material came from that went through the bearing, and ultimately it could have been that rocker we showed you a little while back where the push rod beat the crap out of it and just a little bit of aluminum went through. That went through the connecting rod bearing and obviously the front main bearing, and maybe that just added more material. I don't think the little bit of wheel would add up to a lot of material, and like I don't even know how big a grain with how goofy that wear mark is on those things. Let's see if I can pull one up. I mean, you can kind of see, focus. You can kind of see the shiny and dull lines. So ultimately that could have added up to a bunch of material. And I think I talked about it before, but I don't think these lifters worked well with the Dart block. Dart specifically has something about not using ultra lightened lifters because it can affect the oiling. So maybe a mix of that one rocker, those wheels on the roller lifters, just tossed a little bit of material in. Obviously we talked about I saw some. So I think luckily this car wasn't running well enough to really put enough time on this motor to do serious damage. So I think we got lucky. I don't think I'm going to need to polish the crank. I don't think I'm going to need to dive into this too much. I'm hoping it's just bearings and a rebuild and then maybe a slight upgrade. So I think that's going to do it for today. Just going to have to go tickle on the old Google machine and see if I can't find some parts. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and cross your fingers for us. Like, subscribe, hit us up down in the comments. We're trying to get into this a little bit more, trying to make it entertaining for you guys, document some stuff for ourselves. Fella likes to look back on some of these sometimes if he forgets where something went. So yeah, appreciate you all watching, sticking around with us, and hopefully we can bring you something exciting soon.